This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Have another exciting episode for you, and this is going to be another restaurant review for you guys. Now, today we're standing outside Au Lac Fine Humanese Cuisine here in Fountain Valley, California. And for many raw foodists, they say Au Lac is probably like the best, and most liked raw food restaurant anywhere in the world, from what I hear. So we're here today to do a restaurant review for you. But before I eat the food there, I always want to encourage you guys to do what I call preload or pre-party. So I got a bag of tangerines here I'm going to eat before I eat the prepared raw foods that's often higher in fat and higher in salt and other things that I don't want to eat in higher concentrations. So if you eat your fresh fruits and vegetables first before the meal, it'll help dilute all the other stuff. Now we're seated at Au Lac, and as you can see, I'm peeling my tangerines. I like to eat watery fruits or watery vegetables, including celery, romaine, or even some cucumbers before a heavier meal than I'm used to that we're going to eat tonight. Now, we are here tonight to celebrate a special occasion. I advocate and recommend that you guys eat out at raw food restaurants not every day of the week, not even once a week, but on special occasions when there's a time to celebrate, whether that's a graduation or an anniversary, or today it's a birthday. And it's my dad's birthday. He's 75 years young today. So definitely really glad for that, and hopefully I have many years and he has many years to come too. If you just listen to me on my dietary advice and eat more fresh fruits and vegetables like I've been telling them for almost 20 years now. Now we're gonna go over the menu, but before I do, I wanna share with you guys this, the water. So, like many restaurants, they serve water here before your meal. And I personally encourage you not to drink water with your meal. I don't like to drink water with my meal. It dilutes the food. I'd rather drink real food, like I just had some tangerines, to dilute down or displace room for some of the food that I'll soon be eating. But at least the water here is served at a room temperature and also is filtered. So, if you do choose to drink water, I definitely encourage you not to drink like ice water, because that'll slow down your digestion even more. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the menu here. So this is the menu, the Au Lac menu since 1997. Now, the peculiar thing about this menu is that it doesn't open the normal way. It's kind of like opens backwards. On the menu here, they have some starters, and this is 100% vegan, so it's a plant-based restaurant, but it's not all raw. It's actually maybe about roughly half and half cooked and half raw. So they have starters. So these starters on this side are actually Vietnamese, vegan, different things like barbecue pork rolls, but don't worry, there's no pork. It's faux meats. They also have greens, which is just a standard, cooked greens, and they also have living starters. So anything that has the word living in it, that means it's raw. And the living starters are basically some flax seed chips or some flaxseed-based garlic bread. They range like $5-6. Now the next section is the living greens or the salads, and those range in price anywhere from $7 to about $17, and they have small and large sizes. In addition, they have a living soups, and they range in price from about $11 to $19. They have also regular noodle soups, which are cooked, raw soups, rice entrees, and these rice entrees are cooked. Specialties, once again, this is a cooked section, noodle entrees. All the cooked meals look like to be around $10 to $16. Finally, we get into the living or the raw food section. So under the living entrees, they have, they're really famous for the rice here. So they basically soak wild rice, and technically the wild rice has been parched before they soak it. So if you're really stickler on raw foods, it's not really raw, although I'm eating it tonight. So they got different rice, curried rice, green pyramid, paella, risotto, and Tian fried rice. Last time I ate here, I had the Tian fried rice. Didn't like it so much, so you might want to look at one of the other ones. They range in price anywhere from about $13 for the small to $21 for the large. In addition, they have some handhelds like soft tacos, winter rolls, tostadas, and they also have a pizza. These range from $7 to $13. Following the back, they got some raw sushi. The raw sushi is $12 to $13, and they got pasta, $17. And I would recommend against the kelp noodle pasta. Basically, it's kelp noodles, which, in my opinion, are more akin to plastic than real kelp noodles. Finally, they have the living sweet section, which is like the dessert, where they're, range in price from $4 to $8. And they use things like maple syrup, which you know, technically is not really raw, but some raw foodists may include in their diet. I generally don't eat the maple syrup. And they also have things with like the coconut sugar, which I also am not a big fan of. And that'll round out the menu. So I think what we're gonna order tonight are like 2 rice dishes that we'll share with you how they are, also a soup, and also the sea vegetable salad. So we'll be back at you and sharing with you guys how those are. So it's been about 21 minutes and finally the first thing came. We got the sea salad. So as you can see, it looks like a lot of just spring mix with the kimchi on top, and we got a nice ranch dressing. Now this is called the sea salad, and you know there's supposed to be some seaweed in here. Oh, maybe this is it right here. I think this is the dull seaweed right here. I always encourage you guys to eat some sea vegetables because they are very rich in the trace minerals that may be deficient in land-grown vegetables in this day and age, especially if they're not grown in rock dust-rich soil. So if you come to Alok, you better learn how to use chopsticks, because if you don't, you're not going to be eating. You're going to be eating with your hands. Just kidding, actually. On request, they got forks available. All right, so we got some of the salad and some of the kimchi. Wow. That's a great fusion of like kimchi taste plus the ranch dressing plus the greens. It's delicious. So I'm eating the sea salad. It's absolutely delicious. And I'm still actually chewing because I like to chew my food. That's another tip I want to give you guys. You want to chew your food into a mush because babies don't have teeth and we serve them baby food. We want to chew our food into a mush so that we get the optimal digestion. I think this is a great salad, but I have another John Kohler in this video that wants to say a few words about the salad.
During the bird flu panic in China, there were hundreds of people being victimized by this flu that transferred from birds to people. However, there were a group of Asians who were not affected by the bird flu, and they were the people whose cultural heritage led them to kimchi, which is a fermented form of salad, much like sauerkraut, and they were not affected at all. The sales of kimchi must have gone up really fast when they found that out. There's kimchi in the salad tonight. It's a little spicy, but I think you should expect some of the things that maybe don't turn you on that much when you're getting some good health benefits from them.
And now we got the Humanese soup, and this is a tamari-based soup with some avocado and coconut, and also some flax kind of crouton things. We're gonna go ahead and serve some in. You can see the consistency of this. It's kind of like a water. Now, I personally prefer to make my soups out of a juice, so it's actually more nutrient dense than just using the water. But I am the last one to eat the soup at the table here because I'm chewing my food really well. And everybody else so far loved the soup, so let's see how I like it. Quite good. Reminds me of a miso soup, but I think I like my soup just a little bit more. One of the cool things here at Alok is that they got a sense of humor. Check it out. It says men's, and there's a banana, and it's organic. And then check it out. On the women's, there's 2 melons. Now, why would a man be a banana and a woman be a melon? I'll just leave that to your imagination. So now we're down to the final 2 entrees, and we got the rice dishes here. And you can see over on this side, we got the risotto, and this is the wild rice with zucchini, coconut, and a marinara sauce topped by avocado, marinated mushrooms, carrot, and rice patty herb. So this is the large size, and it's approximately $17. Over on this side, we got the curried rice, and as you can see, if you look at the size difference, you know, it's just a little bit more, and actually this one is $4 more, so this is $21 for the large. This definitely looks like a lot of food, and we have like 4 people here to split these 2, and we might have a little bit of extra to take home. We'll see how that goes. So, you know, for the size of it, if you're like the cost-conscious consumer, you probably want to go with the risotto because it's $4 less, and you know, aside from some avocados, it doesn't look like you're going to get that much less. But of course, I know you guys want to know which one is best, so next I'm going to go ahead and sample both of them, and we'll come back at you and let you know which one I like more. Now I'm going to go ahead and scoop into the curried rice here so you guys can see what it looks like. Right down the middle, they got a whole bunch of avocados that it's piled up on. And as you can see, this curried rice is basically sitting on a bed of the avocados. Next, we're going to go ahead and try it with the chopsticks. That's pretty good. but maybe the risotto is going to be better. So let's go ahead and try that one next. Now I'm going to go ahead and scoop in the risotto. As you can see, it's not on a base of avocados. It's pretty much a lot of rice and all the other vegetables. Next, use the chopsticks, and we're going to try some. Wow. Now these are both very unique and different dishes. I almost can't even compare them to each other. They're not like any other raw food restaurant you've tasted at, and that's why you're coming to A Log, because this is like unlike anything else at any other raw food restaurant I've tasted. It's totally new, unique, and totally different. I think I'm going to have to get the consensus at the table as to which one is better. So I'll be back at you in a little bit and share what the consensus at our table was. So the question of the night tonight was, what rice dish was better? The risotto or the curried rice? Now, we ran around the table and there's 4 of us here, and pretty much, I mean, the curry barely went out. But here's the thing. Just about 3 months ago, 2 of the people at the table had the risotto, and the risotto does not taste the same as 3 months ago. So what you can say is that, and from my opinion and me eating here at least a dozen times in the past several years, the food here is very inconsistent. So that means if you eat here one time, you eat here the next time, the food will not exactly taste the same. I mean, this is not Burger King, people, where everything's always the same exact thing. You know, the food quality is different, maybe the chefs, a little bit different, and they're making things just a little bit different, and that's all right. That's part of the fun of raw foods and having natural foods, because it'll always be a little bit different. That being said, of the 2, I think definitely the curry would win out, and at a table of 4, I do not recommend, unless you guys are hearty eaters, to buy 2 of the large size of rice dishes. You might just want to go with the 1. Me personally, I didn't like actually tonight either the curried rice or the risotto, and in the past I haven't liked the fried rice either, so you might want to try one of the other ones that are available. Now the final thing that I want to say is that if you eat this rice dish and you eat it A Log, you will not be 100% raw after you eat this. Why? Well, number 1, as I mentioned earlier, the rice has been parched before they actually soak it to try to sprout it, but it doesn't really sprout, it just gets soft. And number 2, they use frozen peas and frozen corn, which are hopefully organic because corn can be genetically modified, in the dish. And frozen corn and frozen peas, frozen vegetables overall, have been blanched before they freeze them. So technically, they are not raw. So I'm no longer raw tonight after eating at A Log. As you guys know, I came here on a special celebration for my dad's 75th birthday, and he has some special words of wisdom that he wants to share with you. So Dad, what words of wisdom do you want to share with my viewers today?
Eat your vegetables and fruits. Vegetables more important than fruits. And that should help you live a good long life, at least to 75.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from my family. Happy birthday to me. So we've come to the end of the dinner, and as you can see, we got a doggy bag. This is not for dogs, this is human food in here. But in any case, what we're going to do now is actually go ahead and give my apple rating. So I always rate the restaurants that I go to from 0 to 5 apples, and that's kind of like stars. If I liked it a lot, it's going to be 5. If I didn't like it, it's going to be 0. And in general, I'm definitely really hard on my star rating. Like, most places don't get a higher rating because I'm very picky in my food. Like, I'm used to eating food out of my garden. I've been into the raw foods now for 18 years, and I like what I eat at home, and when I go to restaurants, it kind of takes me out of my comfort zone. And although some of the foods taste amazing, it's not about just how the food tastes, it's how the food makes you feel after you eat it, but also more importantly the next day, and also how well it digests for you. So based on this hardcore rating system, I think I'll give A Log about a 3 out of 5 apples, and that was kind of the consensus at the table as well. I wish the food quality was higher, like the freshness of the food was more vibrant and punching me in the face. but the food flavors and the uniqueness and the textures used here are unlike any other raw food restaurant that you will eat at or probably will ever have eaten at even after you eat here. So you definitely want to come out and try it if you haven't, because so many different raw foods enthusiasts eat here and just rave all about it. I'm not super excited about it, but it's definitely a place you want to try. I have eaten here in the past, and I have had issues with my meals, and I have to say that every time I have had an issue, they have definitely taken care of it from a customer service perspective. So, you know, you just got to come out and try a lot. It's definitely some good food. So while I do have the human food, just like, you know, I like to pre-party before I come to a raw food restaurant, one of the best ways to eat the leftovers is go home and make a nice large salad and then just add the leftovers to the salad. So you're going to dilute all the salts and all the other spices and flavorings in the take-home food with a regular salad, because right now my mouth is extremely dry due to all the extra salt that I'm not used to eating. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode learning more about the Al Laq restaurant here in Fountain Valley, California. Once again, I want to encourage you guys to come out and try it if you have never been, because it's definitely a place unlike you've ever tried before in raw foods. So once again, this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best. He's gonna make me eat cooked food because my raw food diet's not working. Wait, no, my raw food diet is working. I don't need it.